Good evening, brothers and sisters in Christ. This is Lone Eagle 112358. Peace. Thank you for joining me this evening. I appreciate so very much. All glory to God, Jesus, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Mandela Effect, Sagittarius and Orion, Part 2. I named it Part 2 because yesterday we spent the majority of the time talking about the differences between Sagittarius, the location. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Sorry, I just new settings here. What's up, life? How you long time? Peace. So yeah, we're gonna part 2. Yesterday's live stream is part 1. I didn't name it part 1 yesterday. I decided to because I'm gonna carry on with the Sagittarius and Orion conversation. If you'd like to skip ahead, you could go right ahead and check the timestamp down below in the pinned comment section if you're watching this after the fact and get straight to the subject. But I'm going to need the next 20-30 minutes talking about some serious stuff. Not really, but it's always a good chat, so I urge you to stick around for that. But if you fact conversation, click on that blue timestamp down below. All right. Hope you guys had a glorious day. And let me reset. Let me get my thing here started here. Oh. My computer's slow. The Wi-Fi is acting up. Oh, that's a little too dark. There we go. To San Diego. Yeah, maybe one day. Need to really start traveling. I'd like to travel all around. I didn't come here just to sit in LA, that's for sure. But I gotta definitely get a vehicle. Once I get a vehicle, man, I'm traveling all over the place. Wait, the Lord will provide me a vehicle when I'm good and ready. For now, I'm stationary, and this is where I'm at. Whenever that time comes up, I'm definitely, I don't know exactly where I kind of do know, actually. I'm going to go visit the redwood trees up north, going to the Sierra Mountains, San Diego, eh? I'll put that on my map. Hawaii. No. I'm thriving here, right where I'm at. I need to stay here for a long time, man. My church is one reason why I'm going to be here for a while. I need to really find myself as a Christian, be more solidified. Hold on, I gotta clear my throat. Excuse me, that was rude. It's so dark. I turn off my light, but yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely going to Arizona. I'm everywhere. I didn't come here to sit in LA, that's for sure. I have big dreams for when I do get a vehicle. Around, I can't wait. I'm going back to the Grand Canyon, that's for sure. I want to go to San Francisco, but I don't know. It's just a bunch of hills and maybe if I wasn't right now. But yeah, so good show for today, man. Yesterday we had a great live stream, and I hope to over to tonight's live stream. Got a lot of interesting things I want to talk about. Hold on, it's dark in here. I gotta change this. There we go. There we go. That's better. But yeah, yesterday's live stream was pretty interesting. It was good because I had all this and like just this information. Like, I've been a Christian for 2.5 years. Kind of, well, I did disappear from the Mandela Effect community. Jesus Christ, learned a lot. Still learning. Will continue to learn until I die. But during that started storing up information about theories on what's going on. It's kind of good, that I half years I would watch other channels still. Like I didn't stop with the Mandela effects. I stopped, I wouldn't say seeing about doing Mandela effect researching on YouTube and various other places. I just didn't care anymore. I focused on Jesus Christ right now, and it's paid off big time. Spent the last 2 years getting a head full of knowledge, and then what happened the last 6 months, boom, start turning that into went from illustration and I'm still in that sanctification part, applying everything that I'm learning. And boy, oh boy, this last month has really whooped my butt. And it's been, but now I'm like, I'm ready to come back to the Mandela Effect community. And I have an agenda for that too. And it's not effect, you know what I'm saying? It's, there's much more to it. I didn't keep that stuff to myself, but, you guys will enjoying it, but, yeah, very excited to move forward with all of you on the right path to glory. Thank you very much, Fat Mac. What's up, life? Nice to see you witness your shift, but staying rooted with Christ. Yes. How have you been doing there, life? What's going on? But wow, they're still operating. I saw it's pitch black outside. What's going on? So anyhow, sorry, I'm just waiting to see if they're gonna keep working. They're doing like house rentals next door, and they got the saw going. Keep it up. It's like literally right beside my window. It's very annoying. All right, take it easy, life. So yeah. Yesterday's live stream was really encouraging. It, because after we talked about all that stuff with, actually, I should probably save this talk for after. What could we talk about right now? Yeah, did another side job today. Made some good coin. The down though is like, I've been having a rough couple weeks, and like, I know you got to realize something is that Satan's gonna mess with God's children all the time, especially those where he probably thought he had victory over them, but then that Christian got back up and got right back at it again. And I like to think that I'm in that area where I just keep getting knocked down, but I keep getting back up. Acting Job or God testing Job, whichever one. But no matter what Satan did to Job, strong in God and just never blamed God once, didn't get angry at God. He may have questioned him, of course. That's what chapter 38 is all about. But Job just kept keeping his faith in God, kept praying, and kind of like my stance. It's like, it doesn't matter what's happened to me. I'm still just going to keep getting up, giving it all. So today, I went out and like, I've been having a rough month. I really have. And, financially, physically, and mentally. But I still get up every day, my Bible study habit, and it feels really good to get back into that. Like, it really does. Like, getting into God's word first thing in the morning is really. But this time, I think this last 5 or 6 days, I really got back into it, and pretty sure Satan doesn't like that. And my only means of transportation right now is I have a bus pass. It's a 90-day bus pass, but I never use it. I never get on the bus. I don't have to go anywhere far. That's about to change though. And the thing I use is my bike. And I got that from Pastor Kyle. Today I went to my side job. It was in a fancy neighborhood, Castle Peak, and all I did was lock up my bike and put it against the street post, and I walked up a couple houses, but I didn't lock the bike to a fixed structure, and I just leaned it against the street post. Poshy, good money there. So I go work there for about 4 or 5 hours. Then I go back. My bike is gone. Really? I was so upset. It's my only means of transit, like pretty far. Everything's pretty far. And I was already having a bad couple weeks, man. I didn't need that. I didn't need my own. It really upset me. And I just became like, for just a quick moment, just the life just drained out of me. Because the first thing I thought, I got to walk back home, man. Like, on a bike, it's like 22 minutes, but walking, that'll turn into an hour. And like, I need to walk. It's a lonely walk. Some of these gaps between these places are just lone. They're barren. And this was like, frig, really? Someone took my bike? But then I realized, I remember like into working, I saw this yellow city truck pulling away with its lights on. And I was like, oh, I bet someone called in because they saw the bike leaning against the post. They didn't like it because it's a poshy neighborhood. So I'm pretty sure that the city came into the city, and they're going to call me back tomorrow. But yeah, that's what happened. Satan throwing a wrench into my plans, and I'm trying to make some more money. Then boom, went and took my bike. So I called my pastor up. I'm like, Pastor Kyle's on bikes, when the city takes them. And he felt bad. He's like, oh, I'll come get you, Louis. So he, great guy. Pastor came me up, dropped me off at my house. But man, I don't have a bike anymore. I gotta wait till like Tuesday because Monday's a holiday, Memorial Day. So anyhow, whatever. That was my experience today. And I got kind of gloomy, but right away I was like, you know what? That was Satan. That was definitely Satan trying to upset me and throw me off. And then Pastor Kyle today. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, because he lent me his bike. I was like, sorry, man. Like, pretty sure it's not stolen. It's just the city came and got it. And he knows I'm going through this rough time right now. And he's like, hey, Louis, just remember, be encouraged. Don't wallow in this. Satan's trying to mess with you right now. I'm like, I know. He's like, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. This will get. I'm coming to get you. So that was my day. And then I came home and chilled. So based on that, okay, they're going to turn the saw on at what time? 8:30. But stick around in minutes. We're going to be talking about, Sagittarius and Orion once again, because yesterday I talked about, Earth A and Earth B and, what's going on there. But now we're going to talk about something else. What's up, Moldvok? Good to see you. What's up, Maria? What's up, Connie? Running the saw this late. Hold on. This is really. Okay, that's done. Yeah, so. Anyhow, what else could we talk about? I'm excited to go to church tomorrow. The person who's in the room next to me just. This lady who's in the room next to me is like, "Can you guys stop with this saw? It's been going all day and it's late and I'm trying to rest." Turn on. But I get it. I understand. I was watching this show on TikTok or on YouTube, and they were talking about how TikTok is shadow ban channels and what that leads to, and how TikTok is bad. And I really believe in this stuff, man. Like page and stuff like that, but that form TikTok is just really bad. It's evil. It's the hypersexuality on that platform is just the things that people get away with. It's so weird because they'll shadow ban Christian channels, allow all these teenage girls and young girls just barely wearing anything, bouncing around. And they were talking about how technology for children's obviously everything could be used for bad, and parents are allowing their children to just be on video games and TikTok and all day all night, and the long-term effects of this stuff, it's very troubling. I wouldn't. It's okay to allow your children to play video games, but not all, and especially online games. It's a very troubling thing to see, and especially when you leave them alone to do this, because you never know what they're clicking on. You have no idea. You have no idea who's talking to them. Yeah, and that access, the easy access that now to just information in the video game, who's talking to them. There's a lot of predator, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of for some of these TikTok pages with these young girls and just bouncing around in underwear. A lot of them, boom, you're somewhere else. And you know what sites I'm talking about? A lot of the porn stars out there are using TikTok for this exact thing. They're like, "Oh, look at me. If you like this, click on this link." And TikTok allows this. They allow a link to be put there, and then you click on a link, and boom, you're on a porn site. And it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. and like the majority of the users on TikTok are very young, and the same thing happens in video games, and it's just a terrible, terrible thing. So like, if you're a parent, man, don't let your kids play too many video games unsupervised. It's one of the worst things you could do. It's very bad. And it's not just short term, but it's long term too. The hypersexualization of young girls, like kids, it's getting worse. Like, wow. We don't even need to talk about, but it's just next level. None of us have seen this type of exposure, and thing. It really is disgusting. You know, taking the Conquer series on overcoming or breaking free from sexual bondage. Like I already learned this through there. I already knew this before anyway, but like program that I went through when it's Christian based, because you get to realize what it does to your soul, your spirit, your mind, uh, pornography and premature sex and like fornication, sex outside the marriage. It's like, because like when very sex is very bonding. It's very bonding, and if it's not done properly, it's going in the end big time. And I felt the remnants of that. I felt that. I went through that. I experienced it, and the exposure. It's so weird, man. Because I remember back in the day when so I'm 44. I remember when I was like 8, 9, 12, 13. When you like not even as old as 13, just you really had to go out and find porn. Like it was a joy, if you wanted to see girly magazines or anything like that. Like you really had to work at it, and these days, like you had to go look for porn, but these days porn goes out and looks for you, and that's how it could be found in the most innocent, simplest places. TikTok is for pedos. Oh Lord, pedophilia. Yep, it's all over the place, man. you know So long, let me ask you this. You live in LA. Is Hollywood really Holly weird like they say? Well, I went to go through it with Angela, so I didn't really experience it. Didn't see it. I just saw all the flashy stuff, but to walk there, and I stayed down there for like 8 hours. There was nothing happening there. It's just another street with bars and big shiny buildings, and it's very diverse. There's a lot of culture there. There's a lot of poverty, a lot of rich people, a lot of everything there. I didn't see anything out of the norm that I wasn't expecting. But I don't go downtown LA all that much. I think about max, and I haven't been here long enough to understand it. I imagine when there's like an event center or at the that dragon place, I forget what they call it. There's a lot of cool places there, but I mean, it's cool if you're of it, just to be in it, but we're not supposed to be of it. But if you're of it, then there's going to be a lot of weird stuff in Hollywood you're going to recognize. When I was there, not really. Um, but there's many tempted Hollywood stuff. You'll be tempted by a bunch of other things, that's for sure. So you got to be careful. My pastor told me this. Hold on. I got to. There we go. Oh, that's too much. There we go. Oh, I'm frozen. Oh, there we go. I'm unfrozen. Okay, there we go. just a number, then why is wine better after 30 years? I don't know. Well, age is just a number for different things. Not everything is age is the same. Late night with Lone, yes, sir. I used to go play CJ Wood or Mrs. Oh, yes, TikTok is for pedos. Well, yeah. It's storming here in North Texas. Yeah. Yeah, so TikTok be shadow banning Christian channels but allowing these teenage girls and young women to bounce around in their underwear, leaving links to porn sites. And so don't let your children on TikTok. If you're listening to this, keep them away from TikTok. I mean, they're just gonna, you might as well just take away their phone. Don't give them a phone. It's so deadly. You gotta watch your children. Watch your children when it comes to the internet. Well, that's exactly it. You said it right there. It's not only is it demoralizing, it's really, that's tied in with like brainwashing. It's brainwashing U.S. citizens, brainwashing the public. Making them dumber and dumber. And like that's a key. Like they can't beat the states. They can't beat America physically in a war. But how do you do it? Well, you demoralize them. It's exactly it. All these rules that are going out there, changing the rules that God had set out. They're just changing them, and it's how you make a nation weaker. You get in their minds. And it's working. It's sad but true, but it's working. So it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to overcome. Yeah, taking over without firing a shot. Yeah, they just have to destroy the home, destroy the family, destroy what marriage is about, destroy what relations, destroying the bond between man and woman, destroying the bond between the parents and the children, our rights and responsibilities, values that the public should have, and moreover, God, just totally taking God out of the picture, and they've done that. And sad. It's sad, but it doesn't have to affect you in a way. You just got to make sure that your home is strong. And that's what I always prayed for, is a Christian home, because I knew this type of stuff was happening, and I wanted to find a woman, maybe have a child, and make that home stronger. That's for sure. But you have to be a strong Christian yourself, and your partner has to be a strong Christian themselves for that to happen. So I think that's the journey I'm on. What I'm thinking is that, Jacob's trouble or the rapture, great tribulation probably won't happen for like at least maximum a decade. They got this whole agenda 2030. I think it's going to happen right around then. So I got time. I got time to straighten myself out as a Christian man. You know what I'm saying? I like to do it quick though, that's for sure. But definitely like to get on that track. America has fallen, yes sir, from the inside and not from the out. It is falling. It's falling big time. But here's the thing, like it's not over yet. I have a feeling Trump is coming back, and it's not just about what's happening here on the planet. It's biblical. Not that it says in the Bible coming back, but there's a couple more steps that need to be taken biblically for events to happen that have been prophesied. So it's like we need another strong government. I know a lot of people, I don't know what your guys' stance is on Trump and Biden. I know a lot of people hate him, but I was like, well, he did a lot of good things. That's for sure. I've seen it. And I could totally see why people aren't fans of Trump, but I've seen some really weird remarks at work because like me and this other guy named Randy were talking about politics, and then some customer walked by and we're talking about Trump, and they just chime in. They're like, yeah, well, I forget what they would say, something like, well, Trump is bad. We have Biden. I'm like, Biden is worse. Like, what do you mean bad? Don't even compare them. Well, Trump is a bad guy. I'm like, yeah, look who you got now, Biden. You know, I'm like, no, it's not. It really isn't. Trump and Harris, the laughing stock of American history. That's for sure. I can't believe they're still using their saw. That's really annoying. Hold on a sec. Trump is one of them. You know, get Trump and presidents. It's just that he did a really good things, and he moved. What's that called again? Into Jerusalem, making it the capital. You know, and it's just like that was a prophetic event. Like that was biblical, big, and that pushed the 70th week even closer. You know, like there's ways that we have to look outside of it. God's going to use everybody for his plan. Everybody. And that's the way I look at it. I don't look at Trump and be like, oh, all these other things that are, you know, of this world or in this world. I just look at it from a biblical standpoint. And that was a major move for Christianity, for the state of Israel, uh, for end time events to actually move forward, just like how it was back in 1946 when the state of Israel became the state of Israel. That was we could go back then and say, well, these guys are part of the NWO as well, and that's all fine and dandy, but biblical things happen. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm looking at it. All this other stuff, I mean, like, I remember when COVID hit right at the end of his term, he's like, and we're going to push this very man and we're going to get this thing running. I was like, Trump. I don't look at Trump as like 100% pure, sure. Guaranteed. I know he's got a lot of holes in his game. But God will use everybody just like to fulfill his, you know, to get the glory. You know, he uses all types of people who you wouldn't think. You know what I mean? I mean, Moses murdered a man. You know, and Noah became a. It's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of bad people. Look at David. Look at David. Look what happened to David. King. As far as presidents, my Pope, your pops is the GOAT. Hunter. He's definitely a GOAT. Ron Paul. Ron Paul. I actually like Ron Paul. Running for president. That's when I first heard of him. We know what goat means. Thanks for spelling that out. Okay, what time we got here? Probably get this show going. Been talking for this. Let's do this. Let's do it. I just ate too. I'm really full of chicken and potatoes. So bear with my slowness. Hopefully I'll pick it up with this talk here. All right, let's get into this. Hold on a sec. What time are we at? 35 minutes, so 36. Good day, bro. Christ. This is Lone Eagle 112358. All glory to God, Jesus, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Thank you very much for joining. Appreciate it. So we're gonna continue, this Mandela Effect live stream that happened last night on this channel. If you haven't seen it, it's part one tonight. I had to change the title on it, but tonight's going to be part two, because during yesterday's live stream, and it felt good to actually start talking about that stuff again. We got into a big discussion with Sagittarius, and today I'm going to carry on with that talk, Sagittarius and Orion. But yesterday's live stream, we really focused on, like, did the things in front of us change or did we change? And I presented, a theory that's already been presented, by the way. We're new here, but we're pretty much talking about, well, if we were on Sagittarius, like most of us believe, and now we're on Orion, then that should say a lot in itself. We were on one planet, now we're on another planet. And what's changing? Is it us or is the information in these planets? So if you go to one planet and it used to say life is like a box of chocolates, and the planet that says life was like a box of chocolates, and it wasn't those things that changed. It was you. You changed from one location to the other. Okay, so to a lot of examples, talked about a lot of different things, and that was pretty much what we talked about the whole night. There's a very good show later after this. There's a timestamp there too. You could just skip ahead the first 30 or 40 minutes. But tonight we're going to continue that. We presented a good theory, a good thing that we talked about is planet A basically and planet B. But as I slept on it and I woke up and as I went about my day and I was at work doing stuff and then all these in my head and I was just like, okay, I don't mind that theory. It brought up some issues I was having with that theory. So there's no absolutes on this channel, really. Everything is talking about stuff that's going on, what's going on here, what's going on there. And but I don't present this is what it is 100%. Like I said, I'm open for discussion, open for to talk about other possibilities. So when we're talking, a lot of us agree that we were on the outside of the Milky Way, now we're on the inside. Then we believe in space, that we believe in a whole bunch of other stuff, and there's really nothing wrong with that if you believe in that, education, and we look up, we see the stars and the sun and the moon. But this may cause a lot of problems for people who believe in a flat earth. The Bible teaches us this stuff. So a lot of us are Christians, so we have to take everything that the Bible tells us as facts, and that's what we do. world that teaches us that there's space, that we're spinning around, on a globe, and there's a lot of issues with that type of theory. It's a very conflicting subject, the globe versus the flat earth, the sphere versus the floods. I don't know. And there's nothing wrong. Like, you shouldn't start a new church over it. You shouldn't lose your faith in it because you may be reading the text wrong or whatever. But you should always be open to ideas. You should be able to hear other people talk and present information, what seem to be facts. So yesterday we talked about, you used to be on planet A, now you're on planet B. But so we're gonna get into this talk of, here's my issue with Sagittarius, because yesterday I was all like, as if you'd watched the show, I was presenting a lot of things, saying and sounding pretty. We were here, now we're there. Things are like this, now they're like that. And if we're going to believe that we move from planet to planet, or the things that it's not the objects changing, it's us. Yes, the only way the object's changing is us moving from one object to another, but the objects remain. It's us who change. So now here's the other possibility. Okay, so that was part one. Part two is this. So here's my issue with this. Okay, it's, what about the residuals to these things we call the Mandela effects? All right, what about the issues? And but just hear this out, because like, I had 4 main issues with this. What are the residuals? What are residuals? Why is it that if we go to another planet, that there's remnants of the old planet on that new planet? That doesn't make any sense. If there's no correlation between these two planets, if there's nothing connecting them, and we believe that we're floating away, these two planets should not know about each other. Okay. These two planets, these two identical Earths, almost identical, but is that they're living the same lives. They're doing the exact same things, almost 99.9%, except for the small changes that we see as Mandela effects. And that's, you really got to think about that side. We're in the Milky Way. We used to be here, now we're there. But yet 2 planets, they're living in, and they're both doing the exact same things at the exact same time, and everything's happening, and this has been going on for as long as I remember. That's weird. Okay, that's weird. Then what's the point? What's the point of having 2 different planets? Like, really think about that, just so we could have this moment in time where some people from planet A go to planet B and it's different. It's the Mandela effect. Like, that's causes that makes me go, that really doesn't make sense. Planet to save souls, I'm like, yeah, or to bring awareness to people. I'm like, but for what? We had enough issues, awareness to people about Jesus Christ and Christianity and stuff. So like, it brings a lot of different, it raises some questions. Okay, if this, then we've got 2 planets almost identical to each other, with the same people, with the same history, the same amount of people, same everything. What is the point of that, really? If we went from planet A to planet B and everything was just totally different, like everything, just not just small minute changes, in song lyrics, movie titles, just events and very minor events in history. If there were huge events that just seemed a lot different, like the World War II, and Jesus didn't die on the cross, he died some other way, or just totally different, then or maybe there was no world, like maybe there's complete peace the whole time, or maybe it was just complete war, I don't know. But if events were just, then that would make sense, because then you'd be like, okay, you got two planets. If people look different, if they were taller or thinner, or they have that alien look, then that more acceptable, that type of theory, moving from Sagittarius to Orion. But they're not. It's like these two planets are identical, like almonds. I'm like, what's the point? What is the point of that? So where are these residuals coming from? Now I know there's a couple of channels out there that talk about travelers and people from that planet went to this planet, then back to that planet. They left some clues behind. I'm like, clues for what, though? Like, both planets even bother, or it's to expose them. Expose what, though? I just had another theory pop up in my head. So I'm just like, okay, but where are the residuals coming from? And for residuals would be that we never left. We never left. Things changed. Now, I'm not flip-flopping. I'm not changing my stance. I'm presenting a new thought. Yesterday's live stream was a good one. It did look like I was agreeing with stuff, but I also said time and time again throughout that live stream, it was like, I don't know, let's know, but this is what most people believe. Okay. And I went with the whole sun changing and the size of the planet changing and like continents in different places, but I never said 100% for sure that this is very compelling. This seems like something that's has caught my attention, raised up my ears, like a dog, just like But I never said 100% for sure fact that that's what I believe in, that we went from Sagittarius to Orion. I just said I remember the books telling us we used to be Milky Way, but now we're on the inner part. Books are man-made. But here's the thing. What makes more sense? That there's residuals on Orion when the two worlds have never met. These two worlds could have ever had any type of cross contamination, as if something left that Earth and went to the other Earth and came back, unless there was some form of communication. It's the only way you're going to get a residual. It's the only way I can see. But who's moving back and forth? How are they moving back and forth? Where are they now? Who are they? Because in that issue, there's a slew of things that need to be talked about, but no one has any idea. All we say is they're travelers. All we say is that they're time travelers. All we can say is that it was somebody from before our time doing this. But they would have had to have done it just recently and within the last 100 years or whatever. But that would mean they still exist to this day, still switching things, because there's channels out there still finding Mandela effects and like things that weren't Mandela affected a year ago but now have changed. Just that means they're still traveling, because we're still finding residuals. So that is it brings a lot of questions. Sagittarius, Earth, and Orion, Earth. It brings a lot of there's a lot of holes in that game, and I'm not sitting here trying to confuse people. I'm just being like, no, theory today we're going to present this one. It's more like it's more like showing the holes that theory has. So there is a problem for Sagittarius and Orion, and the only answer is that people are traveling back and forth. and they're jots. They're leaving us hints. I'm like, hints to what? That we used to be over there. I already knew that. I didn't need to come over here to find out that I used to be over here. Why am I on Orion? Why am I in the middle of the Milky Way? To save souls? We were doing that over there, and we don't that. So when I say that, that's not what I mean. But what's the point? Really think about that. What's the point? So residuals. What's going on there? And I'll jump on chat in a moment. I don't talk and read chat. I wait till I'm done a little rant first, and I get in the chat. So just hang in there. The residuals present the first problem for Sagittarius and Orion. Now here's the second problem we talked about. It's the star constellations. Okay. I remember one star constellation, and that's Orion's belt. And the 5 stars that stand out the most on Orion's belt are the 3 that are in the middle. And then, you know what I'm talking about? Got the 3 in the middle, the 1 on either end of it. That's what's for me for as long as I can remember. As a teenager, every winter that would pop up in the sky. See it. I'm like, oh, there's Orion's belt. Must be winter, because you wouldn't see that stuff in the summer. I can't see that now. It moves. So what's the issue with that? Well, the issue is that exact same star constellations, if we move that far in the galaxy, and those star constellations, not even just like every star constellation, should look different, should look just at least slightly different. But Orion's belt still looks like Orion's belt. The Big Dipper and the Small Dipper, Pisces, and all the other ones, they all look still the same, identical. Why? We've moved millions and millions and millions of light years away from Sagittarius to Orion. This is the theory. Why are the constellations still looking the same? Talked about this last night. I'm not trying to, I'm trying, and I brought this up too last night, because it actually in the middle of the live stream, I was like, wait a minute. Why do they look identical? Shouldn't they look, if not a lot different? Shouldn't they be in a different position in the sky? Shouldn't they? I think they should. Why is my computer freezing? The screen looks like it's freezing all the time. So that's all right. That's a difficult one to get past. And it's not just that. It's they're still rising. They're the sky. Maybe a little different now, because the trajectory of the sun is different, and maybe the star constellation is different. But I never noticed night sky. But the sun definitely stood out. So I'll give a little bit of wiggle room for the star places in the night sky, because of the new trajectory of the sun, which means there's probably a new trajectory to the star. So why are we still seeing the same constellations in the exact same way they were back on than they are in Orion? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. We've moved that great of a distance. we should be seeing. And why is my screen stopping for you guys? This is really bothering me here. I'm looking at my screen and it just looks like I'm freezing all the time for you guys, or is it just me? Hold on for this small pause of a spar to me. 1 sec. I've been freezing the whole time. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. That's so annoying. Wonder why that is. It's not giving me a warning that. Hold on, let me see if I could fix something here. I doubt I can't. Just let me try something. Just give me a moment, please. Let's see if there's any settings on StreamYard. But I'm using Wi-Fi, so that could probably be it. No, there's nothing I could do. So anyway, question: if my screen freezes, does my voice freeze, or do you still hear me? Because if at least you can hear my voice. That's all. Nah, they're not suppressing anything. Wi-Fi. As long as the audio is consistent, then so be it. Then you guys see me freeze. All right, cool. You can still hear me. All right, that's all that matters. So I'm going to jump on chat just for a quick sec because I covered 2 points. I also don't want to fall too far behind in your comments because I know people like to comment while I'm bringing up good topics. So can't help but cringe when you hear Earth is called a planet. I just don't see how more folks. Oh, that was the Trump talk. Yeah. You're back on the Mandela thing. Yep. Nobody can sniff a head of hair like my pops. Yeah, that's fine. What's up? I think changes in dimensions, but that is me. Great to have you here. Thanks for joining. Oh, Burgos, you called it a while ago. It was freezing up. Yeah, well, the audio's good, then so be it. I saw a video today from a woman who had similar experience than me. A truck pulling up, travel trailer pulled up, cars coming at me. He's skipping. Yeah. Technology, eh? So you experienced something similar as you, Joe. It's nice to get that confirmation, right? I know what that feels like. You saw a sermon once, or is in Orion. This ain't heaven. How about for the last 2,000 years, it has bears armed. The tropics of Capricorn and Cancer are not valid. For 2,000 years, constellations have been lined up for the Tropic of Sagittarius and Tropic of Gemini. Yeah, that one I can't. I never got into stuff like that. The residue is for those yet to awake. Well, I don't deny residual stuff. I'm wondering why is it here? If the theory is that we went from planet A to planet B, why are the residuals? That doesn't make sense. It's a ton. I made some videos about it. Fat fact. I'll check out your channel. I don't know. Can you leave a link to your channel on the chat? Wait, but I could unblock it. I mean, if I was and don't know it, the residual would stick out. Well, see, moving from sign isn't moving between different realities. It's moving between different. That'd just be like me moving from Canada to LA, from Ottawa, the east coast of Canada, to West America. It's different realities in the sense of culture and language and, countries, but that's not difference in reality the way we use reality here in the conspiracy world. So I don't see why. Like, did I bring any residual effects with me? No. The only difference is the vast difference between these two planets. So if people are agreeing that that's just a physical move, like, but subconsciously or spiritually or soul or spirit, whatever. But when we'd be talking about dimensions and multi-universes, then that would be a statement. Excuse me, I just burped. My apologies. The star Betelgeuse seems to have become redder to me, not so pale and red anymore. I don't know. I never got into stars. Really, I didn't. The only thing I know about stars is some constellations that stick out. There's 5G network on your router and a 2G network. Sometimes you have to add the pass key again. Maybe. You've been one of my subs since the beginning. Thank you very much. All right. Sagittarius and Orion here. The holes in the game of Sagittarius and Orion, bringing up some issues of what be residuals. Those are one of them. Another one of them is the star constellations. Why are they the same? They should. I don't know too much about stars and star placements, but that's a vast difference between the outer layer of the Milky Way. To me, the things in the sky should have changed a little bit, but they haven't. They've stayed the same. So here's another issue with Sagittarius and Orion. It's two definites. Either we all agree that we used to be on Sagittarius and now we're on Orion. To me, according to the science books, since we've been here, us have been affected by the Mandela for the last 5-6 years. Well, we haven't left. We haven't went from Sagittarius to Orion, and we've stayed here since. So why are there still Mandela effects? Why do things keep changing? Because the reasoning behind the Mandela effects is that, well, we were on planet A, now we're on planet B. Well, why are there still Mandela effects? Shouldn't there? I can get it that it would take some time to find Mandela effects, but things are changing to this day, I guess. And I don't look up Mandela effects anymore. Why are things flip-flopping? Are we flip-flopping back to Sagittarius? Just some of us? How many Mandela effects have people been finding these the last 5-6 years? So we go from one planet to another just once. So there should be a whole slew of Mandela effects to find all at once, and then that should be it. But then that have already happened. But within been here, they're still happening. They keep happening. But we never leave Orion. It's not like, oh, we're in the middle of the Milky Way, or now we're at the real outskirts of the Milky Way, or now we're like, dead center. We were on Sagittarius, but now we're just permanently on Orion. We don't move. We never go anywhere. But yet the Mandela effects keep happening. Things keep changing. In fact, some things flip-flop. And I guess the only way to answer that is to say, well, on Sagittarius, we came over here to Orion, and then a whole bunch of stuff happened here on Orion. And alternate universes. Just if we believe from Sagittarius to Orion, now something else has to come into play. Move from one planet where things were one way, now we're going to another planet and things are absolutely almost the same way, but they're just tweaked a little bit. Other things are happening. And now into the Sagittarius and Orion theory, world A, world B, and now we have to add in, and that's what math is all about. It's like it's a whole bunch of equations put into one. You could get addition, subtraction, multiplication, and then you can throw in math terms, but you can put a whole bunch of math equations together to come up with one answer. So that's the only way I can see this. Sagittarius and Orion, that's world A plus world B divided by carry the C, find the square root, divide that, and that's the only way. It's the only way. The factors that have come into play, and we just don't know what those are. Then we have to examine those ideas and break those ideas down, then combine them with science. Like, do you see? That's a lot. Or we just we'll get into that because there's 2 more points left, and then we're going to be like, what if though there was never no Sagittarius and Orion? What if we never moved? But we're coming to that in a moment. So first problem is residuals. Why do we have them? The second part is, why are the star constellations still the same? In my opinion, they should be different. But what do I know? I'm just some guy who can hit record and believes in Jesus Christ. Know about space and the stars and the final frontier. You know what I'm saying? So residuals, you got an issue with that. Why are the residuals identical almost? And the third thing is, things keep changing, but we're still, because Sagittarius and Orion is the main factor as to why we see changes. I'm like, okay, fine. We keep seeing changes. I'm sure people are still making Mandela Effect videos to this day saying, oh, it used to be this, now it's that. Did we change again? Let me jump on the chat because I can see some people responding, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. I'll just cover each point. We got 2 more points after this. God bless from Saskatoon. How you doing, XC? Let's call you. God bless from Saskatoon. Oh, I haven't heard that word Saskatoon in a long time. California, I'm in LA. You know, the real Holy Land is actually in Utah, and the American bison, the Hebrew letter F, is based on. The American bison is the real red heifer. Well, what do you mean real? Like, that stuff is in Israel. I mean, we could definitely. What was that? All that stuff you just compared Utah to, that's in Israel. Jerusalem. I mean, there could be a red heifer here. Are raised in Israel. I like you talking about the Bible Belt, talking about the buffalo, comparing it to the red heifer. Not illegal. 936. Isn't that a bylaw that stops you from doing that? The neighbors are doing construction. Whatever. I don't care. Look the way they do in pictures, videos taken with Nikon 900s and such. They look chaotic. It's the reflection chapped are the shots out of focus. How you doing, Thaddeus? Yeah. You mean those shots where they zoom in onto the stars and they just look like they're doing it? Yeah, we talked about that last night. Not sure. They're definitely not balls of gas the way we were taught in science class. The stars aren't what they tell us they are. There's something different. Have there ever been any lions in America? Are you responding to the red? Is Sasquatch a Mandela Effect? I saw one. Or B, but different realities that are still different from each other, and even in the smallest way. How do we know where we are? Good question. Good question. Maybe existence was never just one reality. Maybe. Or maybe it was. Maybe it is. Look at the ox. They say an Aleph is based on. They say Aleph is based on. Look at the bison. It does line up with the ancient Hebrew Aleph. What's up, Deborah? How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Can you not see that the Holy Land is on this side of the world? Well, you know, I see a lot of places in the Bible Belt named after the stuff in the Bible. Sure. The Mormons say it's Salt Lake City. Yeah, I don't know. You think the stars are spiritual beings? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I don't know about any of that. Really. Let's read the Bible. It's good theories, though. All right. So, residuals, star constellations. Why are there residuals? So, here's the thing with when we're talking about realities, all of these things have to line up to the same answer. So, if we're talking well, maybe I'm like, okay, fine. Why are the star constellations still the same from Sagittarius to Orion? If you agree that we used to be, then you have to explain the star constellations. Why are they the same? I mean, by saying different realities and multi universes, that's not covering star constellations. Things keep changing, but we're still on Orion. See, there's another thing we have to address. A thing that covers all of these questions that I'm proposing here. So here's the residuals. Why do we still have them? Second one is why are the star constellations still the same? The third one is things keep changing because the theory is, oh, we moved to Orion. That's why things change. But I'm like, but things are still changing. Did we move to other planets? Here's the fourth one. And this one's going to be something I never talk about, but I'm going to talk about it tonight. I never. Flat Earth. Okay. Flat Earth. I'm going to need some Diet Coke for this one. Flat Earth. And I'm going to need a Pringle chip. Hold on. I'll just say this. Earth. Just give me a moment here to eat a Pringle. Flat Earth. I said it. And Thaddeus, please. Yeah, like Joe Dare, Joanne Dare. Keep talking. It's interesting. I'd like to hear more of what you're saying. I just got to carry on my show. I got to stay on topic, but I'll read your comments as we go on, please. And I mean it. Flat Earth. Here's the fourth issue with the Flat Earth. Do we need to read Genesis? Can someone please copy paste Genesis 1:1 into chat? I could do it, but I'm too lazy. Finding position. I know someone's gonna be like, "Oh, Mandela." That's okay. We're not looking at the word that got Mandela. And I'm not agreeing that I got Mandela. I'm just saying, I'm with you guys on this one. That I'm open for interpretation. Copy paste it. Fine. Genesis 1:1. Hold on. Genesis 1:1, King James Version. Heaven and the earth. Now you notice in this, time, space, and matter are all made at the same time. The same space of matter. You can't have one of these without the other. You can't. It's impossible. Impossible. But he spoke it into his existence. All three things. How amazing is that? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Valerie. I did it too. Flat Earth. Now, a lot of people who Mandela Effect are Christians, okay? Or you're in some form of reality, believe in Jesus, okay? You're Christians. So we take the Bible for real. We take it word for word through the Holy Spirit unto holy men, okay? Let's look. It's singular. A lot of Christians are flat. There's a lot of Christians who are not. Okay. You got to remember that. So when we're talking about flat earth and all this other, respect each other's opinions, agree to disagree, but do it with love, compassion, and kindness and patience and understanding with meekness. Let's do that. Flat earth. How many flat earths are there? Well, the Bible's telling me there's one. One. And let's pretend it's a globe. Well, what's that verse where it says this is an immovable? How many flat earths are there to the Bible? So how is it that we're moving from Sagittarius to Orion? If you believe, and honestly, even if you believe in the globe and you're a Christian, God says he only made one earth. Apparently, we moved from Sagittarius to Orion, but we called them Earth, both of them, planet A and planet B. They're still called Earth, both places. But Genesis 1:1 says, a lot of people who talk about Mandela Effect in the Bible changes say this. Without say heavens. I'm like, okay, we're talking about the word earth. I don't think there's anybody that could ever say, oh, it used to say earth. It's always said earth. I'm not here to talk about heaven or heavens. I'm just saying in the beginning, earth, singular. So we're Christians, right? We believe in God, right? We believe in Jesus. We believe in and for the Mandela Effect, folks, people used to say heavens. Earth, flat earth. So for the flat earthers, how many earths are there? You can't just cherry make our minds happy. We just like yesterday when I said, listen, if we're going to believe in planet A and planet B, then we must come to terms that when we move from here to there, that things are going to be different. These are different. Or it's not these things changing. It's just us changing from one place to another. This just as serious. You see, like this is very weird trying to explain the Mandela Effect. I don't think it'll ever be. But we have to break down each theory and come to terms with some things. Majority of the Mandela Effect people, a lot of you are Christians. And let's take that group of Christians. Not everybody believes in the flat earth, but a lot of people do. And if you believe in the, then you must read Genesis 1:1. If you read the Bible, it says earth, one. So if you believe we move from planet A to planet B, Earth A to Earth B, because if you do, then really ask yourself, well, what is the Genesis 1:1 saying? Either God is right or I am right. Really think about that. And if you admit that God always is, then we have to take our theory of Sagittarius and Orion and be like, guess I'm wrong. Then start all over. Am I wrong in saying that? Like, I'm not being dogmatic about this. I'm just theorizing with you. Like, I'm sitting here going, okay, this stuff I was thinking about earlier while I was working. I was doing some weeding. I was cutting down some trees today, ripping out some roots, planting some leaf privets. I was like, yeah. The verse came up in my head. Genesis 1:1. It says earth is plural. If we're to be flat earthers and the earth is plural, that means there's only one earth. How in the world do we believe in Sagittarius and Orion? I'm going to jump on chat for this one. In 1 minute, we're going to finish the rest of my terrible drink I shouldn't be drinking. All right, I'm gonna jump on chat. Thanks for linking that, Vanessa. Look it up, Egyptian artifact in other places throughout the United States. Okay. Hey, Duad Asha. My email is loneeagle112358@gmail.com. loneeagle112358@gmail.com. gmail.com. Do you have something you could link to me where you're talking about all this stuff? I'd like to look at it. If you have a YouTube video, or I don't like reading. Do you have any videos or YouTube videos you can link? Or you can link it in the chat. Actually, block it. Duad Asha, please. Let me know. In the beginning, yes. The waters and sea, nope. As I remember it, go the heavens and the earth. Yep. Y'all, wait, what? What to say? Waters divided the waters. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says waters. Doesn't the Bible say waters, sea, or ocean? I think you keep asking this and no one's answering you. So if you're still, I'm pretty sure it says divided the waters. Got my KJV out. Earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face. Genesis 1:6 says, and God said, let there be a firmament of waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. I don't have one of those programs to ask computer, does the Bible say ocean or sea? It says water. There's around 100 or so verses relating to flat earth now compared to a couple dozen a few years ago. I'm sure there are more as well to that. Just reading chat. Just give me a moment. Be a realm, maybe. There's only one earth according to the Bible. Yes. One earth, 7 heavens. Yes. But perspective. What is? Who said we're on Orion? NASA. Orion has nothing to do with the astronomical measurements. It's constellation. We're in Pisces. We are spirits moved to a place. We are locked into a physical thought. I don't know. But we can be saved and nothing physical is needed for the change. The Earth was the center of the galaxy. It isn't. I thought it was the center of the universe. Is it diet? Yeah, it's Diet Coke. Aspartame. Yeah. There's 12 constellations in the zodiac. Why? What's the 13th? There was still only 12 counted for a time. But you're using it. But you're in a different reality now. You can't link in chat unless you are moderator blue with a spam. Oh, okay. That. Well, email it to me. Email me your channel. What is your channel's name? It's depicted as a warrior killing a snake. Yeah. Actually, isn't that? Oh, when is that one? Isn't that near Virgo or something? Is from what? Stasha Erickson. I haven't heard from her in a long time. Had her on my show one time. Me friend says, oh man, I remember when I had Stasha on. She's really cool. I had no idea about the Bible. I was a totally unbeliever at the time, and I'd ask her questions about the Bible, or as I had no idea what I was asking. But I do remember trying to get her to speak to me about some books in the Bible, or it was just like in one ear out the other. Not because I wasn't listening or paying attention or had no interest. It was just out of my league. It's pretty cool though. Yeah. So let's get back to this, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Flat Earth, how many? So if you're going to believe in the Sagittarius and Orion and you're flat earther, well, then you've got some issues to deal with, contemplate. You got something you must come to terms with. If you're Mandela affected, if you're Mandela affected, and B, you believe there's an Orion thing, then you have to maybe ditch your flat earth theory. I don't know, because the whole thing with the Milky Way and galaxies is that there's spinning balls all over the place and people live on these spinning balls, and that would, or you're a flat earther and you don't believe in the spinning balls and the Milky Way and space and stuff like that. You believe we're in a, and that means we never moved from Sagittarius to Orion, which means this right here. And this is what we come to conclude, is that we never moved. Okay. We never moved. We didn't move from Sagittarius, that we've been on the same planet. And I'm coming back to this. This is not an absolute. I am not saying this for a fact. I won't say that anymore. Absolutely no more absolutes. Okay. Just just like the rest of you. Okay, I'm not sure how many channels out there have gone through this process of elimination, or at least going through every step here. The way we did it yesterday, the way we're doing it tonight. I don't know. I don't watch Mandela Effect channels, but we must break this down to its simplest form, but in a very complicated manner. The other option, there's either one or with me on this, but there's only one of two options that I could see. Is one, we're stationary on a flat Earth, and there's only one Earth, and the Earth that we're on, things are. Or the other option is what we talked about yesterday. And if you haven't seen that live stream, go watch it. It's pretty cool. Is that we move from Sagittarius to Orion. That we're on different planets. But here's the thing. What if we didn't? What if we're still on this Earth and we never moved? Explain the books, the atlases, all these pretty pictures we see on Google Images, and say, no, we're on this part of the galaxy. But most of us remember we're on the other part of the galaxy. Have to really think about that, because then you have to sit here and be like, well, we don't know what they can do with technology these days. We almost about, fallen angel technology, and we don't know what they were able to do back then in those days. Next level stuff. We have no idea. And how are they tricking us now these days? But what if we never moved? If we're on this flat Earth or spinning ball and we never moved, okay? If we've been on time, or we're on a flat disk, we're on a flat Earth, that would make residuals make sense, because then the things around us are changing, but they couldn't change everything. And this I was on since 2016, and I don't think I ever left that theory. I just introduced new theories. I was like, okay, I'm going to try something else on for size. Those keep coming back. I'm like, well, there's residuals. It would make sense that they changed a lot of things around me, major things, but some things remained. Some things remained behind. That makes more sense to me than the other thing. Not saying that's what it is for certain. But if we stayed and the things around us changed, then and the star constellations make sense because they're still the same. So if we stayed and didn't move from planet A to planet B, remaining the same, makes sense on how we stayed and didn't move. The star constellations remain for us never moving. We're still here on this flat Earth. There's only one Earth, as the Bible says. It wasn't plural. So this makes sense for the Christians. And if things keep changing, but we're still on Orion, well, then this would make sense. If we never left Sagittarius, we never went to that, this would make more sense for things keep changing, but we never move past Orion. That's what I have written down here. But if things are continuously changing due to the Mandela Effect, our first main reason for things changing is because we went from planet A to planet B. But then we stayed on planet B, planet A, and stay there, flat Earth. Bible says one Earth, singular. Then that would make sense. Things keep changing because we never moved. We never went to another planet. If we stayed on this same planet, flat Earth, star constellations make sense. If we never moved, we're still on flat Earth. And star constellations keep changing, but we're still on planet Earth, flat Earth. That would make sense. And flat Earth, how many flat Earths are there? That makes sense. Two of this, I just couldn't let this slide. I was like, you know what? I can't make that video and make it an absolute. But I never said in that video, this is what I agree with on 100%. I just ended the video. Then I went out and did my gardening today. And during the gardening is very therapeutic. It's very awesome. It gives you a lot of time to think. And boy, did I ever have a lot of time to think. And it made me think of all these things here. Okay, now I know what I'm going to talk about tonight. Now I know what I'm going to talk about tonight because these things are bothering me. We can't be, the way I flat earthers, but believe in Sagittarius and Orion. You can't believe in the Milky Way. The things around us are changing. And that's why the star constellations remain Earth. And here's the other thing. No one can't answer this, and that's fine. We can't answer everything. Or we were on Sagittarius and went to Orion. What happened to the consciousness of Lone Eagle was on Orion when Sagittarius Lone Eagle showed up and took over this body right here? Where is this consciousness that was in this temple? Is it on Sagittarius? Where's your conscience now? Where's your spirit? Where's your soul? Where did that go? And what happened to my temple over on Sagittarius? Did it just drop dead? Or did we just switch spots and now they're experiencing Mandela effects over there like we are over here? Are there residuals over there of their planet over here? Are they going, yo, guys, it used to be like this, now it's like that? And then people over there are saying, oh, no, there was a time traveler or there's a space traveler and they left clues behind over on Sagittarius, the way they're telling us that time travelers or space travelers left clues behind for us over on Orion. I'm like, that just sounds like a game. Why even bother? What's the point? Both planets are almost identical. What is the point of all this? To wake us up. Wake us up to what? Wake us up to what? Why even bother? I thought space was about randomness. I thought space was about rocks bumping into each other and crack. Captain Kirk was having sex with red woman, green woman, blue woman, purple woman. Things were different. With all these women, where they came from in space. The final frontier. Do you see what I'm saying? Both theories have a lot of questions to answer, and that's what makes this whole Mandela effect so compelling. I'm going to jump on chat. How do you know you were Sagittarius? Because I remember the books. I remember, well, here's the thing. I'm going by what the books, everybody else. I remember having an atlas as a child, and in that atlas, it covered many things. One of my favorite things in the atlas, it was like a world atlas. So it wasn't just, this is why I know, like, this is why I was able to start this channel, because of geography. I used to go through the atlases, all the continents. It's just something I enjoyed as a child. My friend had a globe, some kind of like super smart guy, and he had all kinds of interesting things in his house. Like I remember Corey, that was my friend's name, Corey. And I remember going to this, that's where I learned how to play chess and backgammon as a child. That's where I learned about the world and just a lot of really different stuff. His dad, and I guess I kind of really benefited from that because we were best friends for like 5 years. I was always at his house. They always had me over for dinner, and I just love going to. It's just a bunch of cool stuff over there. So, how do I know that I was on Sagittarius? Well, because in this atlas, there's a whole bunch of, but they would talk about volcanoes and earthquakes and tornadoes, hurricanes, and one of them was on space. They would talk about, would show you all kinds of stuff about deep space and stuff. And one of them was like, we are on Sagittarius. This is the Milky Way. Now I'll take my one comment back. I can't remember reading we were on Sagittarius, but I remember the area of the Milky Way. I can't say I remember reading we are on Sagittarius, so I take that comment back. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. My arrow being on the outside. So that's how I know. That's how I know. Maps are very cool. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for sharing all that information, Thaddeus. I hope you send me an email to look into that. That's something I would like to watch after this live stream while I'm eating my Pringles and drinking my Zivia. That'd be really cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're limiting this whole awakening. Who, me? How am I limiting it? The deception is everywhere, but many are coming to Christ because of these revelations. Taurus was a previous sign. Taurus was a previous sign, then it was Aries, and now it's Pisces. Blue suggests that there's more than one time, reality, and history. Okay, goodbye. All right, so just more questions, and I agree on that. We all have our theories, we all have our ideas. None of it's, when presenting your theories and ideas, that it's just, But here's the thing. I'll throw a wrench into what I was just talking about, that we never moved. And see, here's how fair. Check this out. So I just sat here and said, okay, we never move. We're on a fixed plane. We're on a flat disk. We're on a flat Earth. Then that means we can't in Sagittarius and Orion. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Because this is actually going to back up the Sagittarius and Orion theory. It's this. This channel was founded, and I'm going to throw a wrench right into this whole thing, into both theories. They've got a bunch of holes in them. They don't add up. It doesn't matter how we try and piece it together. It seems like we're getting so close to finalize, like, oh yeah, but this, and that just wipes everything. You're just like, ugh, come on, really? Just like what we did now, just like what I'm about to do, right? On a fixed plane, on flat Earth, that would explain residuals. We never moved to another planet. It explains the star constellations. It explains why things around us are changing. This whole thing with, here's the wrench in this theory that we didn't move. This channel was founded on Mandela Effect, Google Earth. Well, not Google Earth, but World Changes. The planet, flat Earth. There's something going on with this Earth. Okay. And I think I need to turn on Google Earth. Hold on here. Can I even turn it on? Oh, there it is. Do you guys want to see Google? I don't know. I should be asking myself that. Am I too tired for this? Do you guys want to see me pull up Google Earth and draw some pretty arrows? I could just explain this without turning it on, but do you guys want to see what I'm talking about? Here, hold on. Watch this. Stay tuned. Share screen. Yeah, share screen is easier with 2 monitors. Thanks for telling me that there, StreamYards. I already knew that. Thanks for rubbing it in. Sharing screen, yeah, that's again, yes, please don't show these tips again. We still talking about the Mandela Effect, and I still don't know what it is. Okay, well, before I share the screen, well, here, I'm just going to do it. Forget it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, hold on. I have to jump on my phone because I'm using my phone as another monitor, so I'm going to my channel. So just give me a second. Can you guys see Google Earth? Because I can't monitor. I have to see the. Hold on. Just turning this on. Hold on here. Hold on. Yes, you see Earth. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I'm going to try one more thing. Yeah, I can hear myself talking. Hide. I haven't done this in over a year, so just bear with me. Oh, did I just screw it up? Hold on, the picture is fuzzy. Why is it fuzzy? Hold on. Quality is way low. High picture quality, please. Okay, never mind. Why is the picture so fuzzy? I can't do this with a fuzzy picture. This is insane. Why is the picture so fuzzy? This is insane. You guys been watching me in fuzzy mode this whole time? No one said anything? Hold on a second here. Hold on. Quality. Recommended adjust. Wait, yeah, recommend. Wait, we will apply to your current video. There's an echo. Okay, that means, okay, hold on. Why is there an echo? I can't figure that out. Okay, is there an echo now? I think you were hearing my phone. give me a moment here. We're going to start with the Google Earth thing. Oh, check this out. Check this out. Watch this. Boom. Who remembers that? Who remembers that? Who remembers that? That there is about 5 years old. That file is about 5 years old. Long time. Yes, indeed. So before I start showing you guys what I want to show you, is just we just talked about. So yesterday we talked about Sagittarius and Orion. Went through everything that makes sense as to why we used to be on Sagittarius and on Orion. Today we're talking about how it makes sense that we're only stationary. We haven't moved. So I'm presenting two ideas. I think it's important to not just be straight up on one, but to explore all options. So today's video live stream is about we're on one, but now I'm about to throw a wrench into this one theory, into this. We've been on one planet this whole time. So when we look at the Earth like this, okay, so here's the wrench. I'll just get it over with. The planet is not the same. So what happened then underneath our feet? Okay, the planet isn't the same. I'll say Earth. Sorry, I know planet bothers some people. The Earth isn't the same. If you've been on this channel for any amount of time before I became a Christian, I used to cover Google Earth all the time. That was my niche here. That's what founded Lone Eagle on YouTube. The planet has changed. How many videos did I do covering this? The planet has changed when it comes to continents moving, North Pole, the ice at the North Pole disappearing, South America being way over here when it was way over here. Then this theory right here with the planet changing would make a lot of sense that we moved, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So this whole thing where I'm talking about flat Earth and we're stationary and we didn't move at all. Well, what happened to the continents? What happened to our Earth? What happened to everything that we used to know? Like a lot of people remember different things about Earth and it being in different spots and stuff like that. So that kind of throws a wrench into what we were just talking about tonight, right? Yeah. So both theories kind of X each other out. Yes, I'm in California now. So what is going on? What is going on? So here's the thing. One of the main Earth Mandela effects, and I'm going to get into this little spew now with you guys. I got to turn off a feature. Hold on. Borders. Got to turn that stuff off. That's annoying. There we go. Oh, it's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back. Google Earth is back. You see that? So check this out. When you put the globe in a position that most people know, which is north, south, east, west, and this is north, south, east, west. The globe is now straight. This is without it being on a tilt and spinning around. I know this offends some people, but this is what it looks like. And when you do it like this, then South America clearly isn't underneath North America. But my theory is that something happened up here, a vortex of some sort, whatever, okay? Something happened up here, or it could be anywhere, but I'll show you why I think it's something happened here. Now, this is something I discussed 3-4 years ago, so this is nothing new. So then when we turn the globe on its tilt the way it should be, I think it's at like 32.5 degrees, I'm not sure. Oh, look what happens. South America is now underneath North America. You see that? Well, what happened? I don't know. But it looks like things got shifted and twisted. Now, what gives me this idea? Okay. Well, there's many factors to this. There's so many factors. You know what? I don't have the files on this computer or on this hard drive. And I tried looking for them where I had all those pretty arrows showing my idea and stuff. But here's what happened on this side. I could just share it to you in a nutshell. Is that here we go. China or Japan used to be along China right here. It used to be right here, right across this hump right here. I've always remembered that. I'll never forget that. It's embedded in my brain. But where's Japan now? Well, Japan looks like it got pulled up north. Okay. Got pulled up north more. And I use these words pull. Now, when you look over here at Russia, you see this part right here? Well, clearly it used to be right there. It looks like it got torn this way. Okay. It got pulled this way. It looks like it got torn apart from its land, the landmass. Well, what would cause that? What type of reaction would cause that? Well, something happened up here, pulling this part right here upwards. And not just this part either, but this whole part right here. And that would explain why Japan is now here and it used to be here. Because it got pulled up that way, along with Russia being pulled up that way. And it just seems like there's this pulling action going all the way up. Now, what's causing this pulling action? I don't know, but something is. Some type of vortex or whatever happening up here. Now, what else would do that? What are the other side effects? Well, the twisting of North America and South America. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks like everything here got pulled up that way and twisted, giving the illusion that South America moved. But it never really did. It just twisted. You know what I got to do? I got to find the files. But I just wanted to share that quickly with you. Like I said, in a nutshell. Okay, I've spent a lot of time looking at this planet. So much time. There's so much crazy stuff happening. Like, look at this. Now, why do I say vortex? Now, join me here. Check this out. Because you're seeing something really weird happening here in Zealandia. Yeah, that's right. I said Zealandia. What is Zealandia? I don't know. It's a new continent that was just found. But if you look at the structure here, do you see this island here? Then look underneath there. There's this curving action going on the ground. Do you see that? Well, look. Look right here. Look at these islands. There's another curving action happening here. It's almost like a Fibonacci sequence. There's something funny going on in the planet. Now, let's continue. I wish I had another monitor. This is really bothering me. Look at this. Boom. This right here, this line lines up right there. You see that? It looks like it's starting here, and then somehow it gets underneath this big tectonic plate, then it reappears over here. You see that? And then it's happening again here like this. Okay, do you guys see that? Am I the only one who sees that? Do you see that now? That's why I say vortex, because something funny's happening. Oh, and a lot of us remember New Zealand right here being over here above Australia to the top right. It looks like New Zealand went down some train tracks right here. Do you see that? I don't know. I'm just going by what I see. And New Zealand or in Australia never used to be near the equator, but now it's near the equator, which is insane. Australia should not be anywhere near the equator, but it is. It was the land down under, but now it's the land at the equator. That's not down under. That's why I said this planet's smaller. And you guys remember me talking to you yesterday about the Pacific Ocean? I said I used to be able to spin this planet and position it in the place where I would see no more landmass, none. I can't really do that anymore. A lot of people say there's too much water. I remember being like, there's not enough water, actually. But I used to be able to position the globe like this, and I could see no land whatsoever. But now I can't do that anymore. I can't. this is something I clearly remember doing before the Mandela Effect. I just found it really cool that I could position the globe like this, and all I could see is one side of the globe being pure water. I wouldn't see any of Australia. I wouldn't see any of California, nothing. I remember this vividly, like clear as day, but now I can't do that anymore. I can't. It's impossible. I remember saying this yesterday, so this is probably as close as I could get right here. So, what happened? I mean, I could talk. Oh, yeah, and look, here's some more vortex stuff happening. Here, Cuba. Ugh, need another monitor. Like, you could just see there's something going on here. With these trenches, it looks like it's being pulled. It looks like something got pulled. You see that? Looks like something went right down the middle. How? I don't know. What? I have no idea. None. Oh, man. You got to get me going here. Ugh. There's another issue I have dealing with Google Earth. Why I get a little. I need a new mouse and I need a monitor. I need another monitor. This mouse I have, it's old. I don't have the money for these things, but it's really hard to navigate with this mouse because it doesn't allow me to do this the way I used to, and I need to be able to do that in order to do live stream and real time. It's just an old mouse. I've had this thing for like 6 years now, and yeah. Everything's fuzzy. Zealandia. Yeah. But so that's, oh man, all of these deep trenches in the oceans, they don't make sense. They don't. See, I can't spin the globe the way I used to. I gotta buy a new mouse. And I live right here somewhere, right in this area, right here. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Hollywood and Beverly Hills. This is San Fernando Valley, and that's the area I live in. Very congested. I am totally not used to this type of population. It's very weird. Still getting used to it, slowly but surely. But oh man, you see, this is why I don't do Google Earth. You see, I'm having trouble navigating. This mouse is kaput. I need a new mouse. Can't be just any mouse though. Yeah. So that's that. Turned off Google Earth. You want to whoop and penub? Whoop and penub in all the wrong places. Whoop and penub. Yeah, now I really want to go back and do the whoop and penub. Here, I'll do that because you requested it. I can do it. Here we go. And this world is full of these nubs right here. Do you see this? Like, it's the weirdest thing. These things right here, I call them nubs. And what did we used to do on the old Lone Eagle live streams? Look, I mean, they're everywhere. These nubs. They're all over the place. One right there. I could just go over here. Look, another nub. These nubs, where are they coming from? Right here, these nubs. And then what will we do in our free? Oh, look, another nub. It's like the earth is being torn apart. Do you see that? I need a monitor. Another nub right there. So what will we do? We be looking for nubs in all the wrong places. Looking for nub. There are nubs all over the planet. Look, all these nubs. Looking for nubs. Yeah. That one's for you. You can get a Logitech wireless keyboard and mouse for about $20 on sale. I got my last one on Woolies in Australia. I know, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get a monitor and a new mouse. I'm cheap too. The picture files? No, I don't have those anymore. No, got rid of those a long time ago. I've switched computers, I think 3 times since then, and I've lost a lot of files because of that, and it sucks. It really does. And the picture files is one of them, and it sucks because I spent a lot of time doing that. There's a lot of people that were on this channel that really love that. It takes some time, but we'll see where that goes. But there's a lot of files I don't have anymore. That's part of moving around over the last 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, it was a good thing. But yeah, I don't know why I'm blurry. That's bothering me. I think it's because I'm on a Wi-Fi, and it's probably a bunch of variables as to why that's happening. But I got to fix that. I don't think I was blurry yesterday, though. Looking at my live stream and realizing I wasn't blurry. But why am I blurry tonight? I don't know. Yeah, now I look clear. You see, that's messed up. Why am I blurry when I put on? Then I'm unblurry right now. I don't know. Technology. What can you do? All right. I think. How long have we been live for? Oh, 2 hours. Yeah, that's a little long. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's it for me tonight. Been having a lot of fun these last 2 nights. It was a good weekend. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Doing a live stream or not? I'm not sure. Probably will, because I love live streaming. I love talking with you guys. Let's see here. Is there anything else on 720? So you're clear here. What are my settings on? 720. Oh, yeah. Not sure. Wow, turning on that Google Earth brought back some kind of like in this weird spot right now. And I got obviously spent 5 years with you guys doing that. Well, 4 years, I should say. It down. It just seems a lot longer than that, Put a lot of time and effort and energy into that, and a lot of you, like, I got quite a few emails in the last couple of days talking about people talking about they want to see the Google Earth thing. I get a lot of messages. You guys talking in chat right there and in the comment section. People talking about how they want to see Earth come back, and I got some emotional baggage tied to that. I think it'll go away, but it's just there's some memories there that it brings up. Puts me in a weird state of mind, but the only way to get over it and deal with it, you know what I'm saying? It's like my experience here. I've been in LA for 1 year, and after my last relationship, I had a lot of problems going to certain places because I kept being reminded of that relationship. But I was like, that can't last. Like, I can't sit there and wait to get over that. It's just to keep going back to these places where I have these memories and create new ones. I don't want to replace them, but I got to create new ones. So it's exactly what I had a lot of issues going to these hiking paths or these paths where I go for hikes because of the memories I had there. But I was like, oh, what are you going to do? Just never go back on these? Like, no, I love hiking. So it's like, well, get to it. So I'd go on these hikes and I'd be emotional about it at times, but I've made new memories there now. Just being by myself and with God. I've gone on a lot of hikes now recently, and I just talk with God, with a certain somebody that's no longer a thing, but that person brought me to all these hikes, and it just had to get over that. And I was like, there's no hike, so go on these hikes, go on these places, go to these grocery stores, go to these stores, go down these streets where you had these memories. Like, there's more to it than just this. This is where you live now. This is your home. You have to start new memories. So I did that. Hard to go to these places anymore. And I have my own new memories there. So I think that's what I have to do with Google Earth. When I turn on Google Earth, like just now, as I got flooded with a whole bunch of 2017, 18, 19 memories. And it's weird. It's very weird. I know you guys understand this. I know you guys, it's like when you go back to your hometown or the place where you used to live, when you're a child, and you just remember doing that. Or, for me, it was a loved one, a past relationship, so that kind of hurt. But for this here, it's just old memories, man. And it's more like who I used to be. It's because I was into drugs, alcohol. I was into, I was living in a different place. I believed in a lot of different wager stuff. And it reminds me of my cats too. Because I can sit there and watch me do live streams. You guys remember my cats just jumping out? I miss them. I miss my cats. Two of them have passed away. Then we got, and I miss my cats. But the only way to get over that is just to get right back into the Google Earth and start new memories today. You know what I'm saying? So what I got to do is buy a new mouse, get a new monitor. Those are the two next things. And donating on the super chat lately. So I think when I get that money from AdSense, I think I'll use that money to go and buy the new stuff. Oh, hold on. I think that's why. Yeah. New made, yes, indeed. In my time, yeah, definitely. Oh, time for some fellowship, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, just whatever we discuss here, just don't. It's okay to your own ideas, present them. Just, I wouldn't make it an absolute because we're totally not sure yet. Thing to focus on is just don't get wrapped up in fear. Like, just make sure that doesn't happen. And I put out a video probably a year and a half. Conspiracy theories really do lead to fear if you don't get a hold of them and don't get a grip of them. Don't let them control you emotionally. Just theorize. Just being born again, being a Christian, He's got your back. We're underneath his wings. He's our shield and buckler. Abide in him, Jesus Christ, and we're taken care of. Do your best to shed the old man, become the new. Just know you're getting pruned and purged. You're losing the old habit. It's going to happen in your walk with Christ and being a Christian, especially if you're new to Christianity like myself. But things will get better. Years now for me to turn over a new leaf, turn to the new man, renewing the spirit, cleansing the heart. God, and you got to do that daily and do your best. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall, but always get back up, And you guys have seen me keep getting back up. You guys have seen me fall so many times, but the only reason why I keep getting back up is because I know God has got my back. I know don't beat yourself up if you're sinning all the time. Like, I know you guys see me when I'm confessing to you guys the things I'm doing, and I'm apologizing. Sorry, guys, I did this, I did that. And I'm not really harping on myself too bad or too much. I'm just, I do feel bad about things. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change from that old lone eagle, that old Louis, and becoming this new image that I want to. And I really believe in that. I want to bear the fruit of the spirit, fruits of the spirit, and I do want a good life and kind of okay life, but I'm living it. I'm loving it. I'm in a new state. I'm in a new country. I'm in LA. I love every aspect of it. It's going to be awesome. Saving up for a car so I could go traveling. My goal is to come out and meet people that live around California. I don't plan on driving out too far. Like, I'm not driving to Texas, that's for sure, but I'm going to be driving around to Arizona, Nevada, to the different cities around, probably as far as San Diego. I'm going up to the mountains in the Sierras to check out the redwoods. If any of you live in the area, let me know. I'll set up for dinner and stuff, but I do know I probably will be going to Arizona because I do want to go to the Grand Canyon. I don't know how many California State, but we'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very excited for my life. It's just I'm going through some really dark times now, but it's the only option. And you need to keep your head up too. We're to encourage one another. Just know that there's a better future ahead for us. So long as I'm saying, like, it's something that we need to be doing, encouraging one another, comforting one another, loving one another, being compassionate, kind, patient, me doing these things. So don't let the Mandela effect mess with your brain. Yes, there's some funky stuff going on. We can't explain it, but all we know in the end remains. His word remains, and Christ is there. Everything else can change in the world, but we must make sure that we come back to God and we wake up in the morning with God and we meditate on his word, and then we can take on the things of the world with no fear. Don't fear the things. Don't understand them. We're probably not meant to. We're probably supposed to come together through these live streams, and just there are some weird times, but just keep your head up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't ever throw in the towel, man. If I could be a perfect example of that, it's like I refuse to. I also don't like to use the word never, because didn't Peter say never one time and he ended up Christ 3 times? Just do your best. Just do your best. You know what I'm saying? We've got good lives down here as Christians, and we're in as Christians, but in the Mandela Effect community, we're part of a very small percentage in this world, and that's very unique in itself. Just be kind with one another, be understanding. And I wasn't these things for a while, and then something hit me the other day. Oh, I know what it was. Romans 12. Go read Romans 12 if you're bored. It's going to tell you a lot about how you're supposed to be and how you conduct yourselves with others. And the last part of Romans 12, it's defeat evil with good, and that That's why I put out the apology video yesterday or the day before, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm doing this wrong. So, and I meant every word of it. Kind to those who are unkind to us, weep with those who weep, rejoice with those who rejoice, and love one another. And that's all we can do, you know? That's all we can do for now. I believe in this. So God is good. He's taking care of all of us. He really. Keep the faith up, man. Keep the faith. You want to hear something? Keep the faith. Don't look in your past too much. The past is a great place to visit, but it's a terrible, terrible place to reside in. You know, when we're driving a vehicle, there's a big windshield in front of us. This big piece of glass that we look out of. It's like ginormous. That's our future. That's what we're driving towards. And what piece of glass are we looking out of? The front windshield. And attached to that is a tiny, tiny piece of glass. When we're looking out the front windshield, we're looking out of it 99% of the time. That's how we should be looking towards our day and our near future, not too far near future. That's what we should be focused on. And in that tiny little piece of glass up there is the rear view mirror, which shows us our past. We only glimpse a tiny moment when we're driving and we look up, drive, look up, drive. That's how we need to be treating our past and our present. What would happen if I just kept staring at that rear view mirror? I was just like driving, all of a sudden I'm like staring at it, looking at my problems, looking at all the stuff I screwed up. Smash, we'd crash in real life if they look at our past and our past failures and our past mistakes and regrets. That we're not designed for that. We're not designed to look in the past. We're not designed to look wrong with looking in the near future, but not too far, because we don't know what's behind that wall. Only God knows. Okay. It's okay to plan, but just stay in the present. It's okay to look a day or two ahead, make some plans, but stay focused. Keep looking forward. Don't look in the rear view mirror. Don't keep your anchor set in the back, okay, in your past. Get that anchor and throw yourself in the future that God has planned for you, okay? Because I guarantee you that's the best way to do it, you know. And keep your faith up. Keep your happened with Peter. Remember what happened with Peter? Huh? Peter was with his 11 buddies, the disciples in the boat. They're in this storm, and look and behold, there's Jesus walking on the water. The 12 disciples are like, who is that? Is that a ghost? And Jesus is like, I'm not a ghost. It's me, it's Jesus. What did Peter say? Jesus, let me come out to you. Jesus said, come. And Peter got out of that because he fixated his eyes on Jesus Christ. He had all faith and belief that he could walk on that water because Jesus told him he could. Amidst the waves, amidst the wind, amidst the darkness, amidst everything, he was about to walk on water. He knew that that's not possible, but only possible with Jesus Christ. So what did Peter do? With all his faith and all his sights set onto Christ, he got out of that water and he started walking. Hallelujah. But what happened to Peter? Well, the waves, the winds, the darkness succumbed his faith. He took his eyes off of Jesus, took his faith and pulled it away from Jesus. And then he went, oh, wow, these waves and these winds and this darkness. What happened to Peter? He sunk like a stone because he took his eyes off Jesus. He lost his faith in Jesus. He reached up. He said, Jesus, save me. Jesus blew the water, and Jesus said, what little faith ye have. Now, what happened there? Well, the same thing that happens to us in real life. We go out into the world, and then life hits us. Problems hit us, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, spiritually. We take our eyes off and we forget to give all our faith to God, and then we begin to sink like a stone. Then we fail at our problem. problems. Just remember, you're going to fall, just like Peter did. Peter was walking on water and he still fell. He still fell. The right thing to do is to get back up. Get your eyes focused, thy eyes up. How many times does it say to lift your eyes up in the Bible? Lots. Keep your faith in God. Focus on Jesus. That's what we should be doing every day. I didn't do that for the month of May, and I paid the big price for that. I didn't do that from last October till February of this February, and I paid a big price for that. March, April, I kept my eyes focused on Jesus and my faith in God, and I had some of the best months of my life. But May came along, and I got ahead of God. Because he'll be like, oh, you're ahead of me? Okay. And I paid the price, but I got back up, and I went back to Christ, and I put my faith back in God. And here I am today with you. Huh? All right. Same. Be encouraged. Never be discouraged. I got my bike taken away from me today. It got stolen. It's my only means of transportation. I got things to do tomorrow, things to do on Monday. What am I going to do? Satan stole my bike today. How am I going to get so upset? I went to go get my bike. It's gone. It's my only means of transportation. I wanted to get, I was just like, really? I just had this terrible month of May, and now you're going to steal my bike, Satan? He knows that like the city is big. And he took my bike. And you know what Satan wanted me to do? He wanted me to curse. He wanted me to cry. He wanted me to get angry. You know what I did instead? I just went, not today, Satan. And it's get my bike stolen. I just went, God, help me find my bike. I think the city took it. I'm pretty sure I saw the city people take off with I saw a truck pulling away, and I didn't put it together yet, but I was like, you know what, God, it doesn't matter, man. I'm not letting Satan forget him. God, I need my bike back. Help me get my bike back. So I put my faith in God. I haven't even thought about my bike since. I'm only telling you something bad happened to me today. Someone took my bike. Now I got to go find it. So I call my pastor up. I'm like, Pastor Kyle. And he knows that I've been going through the month of May. He's like, Louis, don't let this discourage you. Don't worry about it. It's just Satan trying you off your path. He's like, Louis, don't let this discourage you. We'll find you another bike. God will help you. God will find you another bike. All right. I will. I was already on that path, but I'm going to keep my head up because Satan wants to mess up your day, and he knows exactly how to do it. He knew how to do that 2 wheels away from me. But this won't last. God will provide because I'm keeping my faith in him. I'm not going to sit there and what's happened. I had my bike taken away from me. Like you guys, I'm sure some of you know what that feels like. And now I got to walk everywhere for the next couple of days. So be it. So be it. Today I don't really have to go anywhere. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'm going to church. I'm going to the gym. Everything's close to me. But I'm keeping my faith in God. And I didn't today. And I think it's paid off. You took my bike. I know. Thanks for saying you're sorry, guys. Yeah, feels good though. But I get another bike. I'm pretty sure the city took it though. Because I went to go do a side job today, so I locked my bike up, and there was nowhere to lock. I'm in a poshy neighborhood, by the way. The neighborhood I was in, money. That's the thing with LA. You could be in a poor area, 2 blocks over, you're in a rich area. Then 2 blocks after that, then you're in a wealthy area doing a job. I'm pretty sure this is what happened. Because I got to the house, I locked my bike, but there was nowhere to lock it to. There was no fence or nothing. So I just leaned it against the street post. I'm thinking the people in that area don't like that. Oh, you're making my street look bad. So I leaned it up against the street post, walked up 2 doors next to the client, and then halfway through my work, I seen a city truck pulling away with its lights on. I didn't think anything of it. Then I went to go get my bike and it wasn't there. And then I quickly went, I bet you the city took it. I bet this place doesn't like my bike being leaned up against the post. Someone wrapped. So I already got on the phone with the city today. They're calling me tomorrow because no one answered there, but I'm pretty sure that's where it is. So. It's a good thing everything's close to me. That's for sure. Gym, work, church, grocery store. But walking, I love biking. But I know. Thanks for everybody who's saying they're sorry. Maybe it could be God stopped me from being hit by a lunatic driver. It could be. Who knows? Well, God knows. But here's the end of that is I didn't let it ruin my day. As major of a piece that bike is to my life, I just went, you know what? It's in God's hands from here on out. I'll just do what I got to do. Call the city. My pastor's like, I'll ask somebody if they got a bike. You know. But he came pick me up. How awesome was that? I was like, yeah, I got my bike stolen. He's like, Louis, keep your head up. He's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at Valley Circle in Van Owen. He's like, okay, I'm coming to get you. Keep your head. Hang tight. And he was there within 10 minutes. He picked me up, brought me home. So how nice is that, man? How nice is that? That dude took some time out to come pick me up. I love my church. I love Pastor Kyle. And I love you guys. All right. So that's the end of the live stream. I wanted to end with some very encouraging words. And don't forget the 2 greatest commandments in the world. Love thy heavenly Father with all your mind, soul, spirit, and all your heart, and all your strength. As yourself. Because Jesus loved you before you were saved. He definitely loves you now. All right. Heavenly Father, we love you so very much. Thank you for this time with fellowship and with us talking about the Mandela Effect. We don't know what's going on there. We're just exploring idea, being with us tonight. We love you for your worship and at your mercy. And thank you for Jesus Christ and his finished death of works. Jesus, thank you for living a sinless and perfect life, shedding your blood, dying on the cross and raising from the grave 3 days later for all of our sin. The Holy Spirit, God, which gives us discernment and convicts us and guides us through our daily walk. Thank you for grace. Thank you for everything, and thank you for this time with people online, one another, comfort one another, and to give you all the glory and to magnify Jesus Christ. We're blessed with grace through faith in Christ alone. Continue to protect each and every one of us as we lay under the shadow of your wings for our shield and buckler and our refuge. You're the rock of us, is the chief cornerstone. And I pray as we all go to bed tonight that you protect us from those sleepy demons who try to mess with us. We wake up and we get into prayer right away before our feet touch the ground to give you all the thanks and glory for waking us up. But yeah. And we say in prayer this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Probably will go live tomorrow. I'm just having a lot of fun. We'll see what's in store for tomorrow. Probably more theorizing, but we'll see. But thank you. And it's been a lot of fun these last couple of days. Thank you very much for welcoming me back into your homes. It means a lot. Don't worry about me, man. It may seem like I'm in a slump and I'm like beating myself up, I'm feeling sorry for myself. I'm not. Just sharing my experiences. Have yourselves a good evening. This is Lone Eagle 112358. All glory to God, Jesus, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.